All right, good evening, West Michigan. We are going live today because there is now a tornado warning in effect for northeastern LaGrange County in Indiana here. That is on the state line just to the south of Sturgis and Bronson. So heads up for extreme southeastern St. Joseph counties and then into portions of Branch County. Fawn River, anywhere southeast of Fawn River, especially Gilead, Hatmaker, Bethel, East Gilead, all the way up towards Crystal Beach, Lockwood, and Coldwater. You guys need to start paying attention to this storm here. Again, we do have a tornado warning in effect for this portion of LaGrange County here in Indiana on the Michigan-Indiana state line. It is moving into extreme southeastern St. Joseph County and into portions of Branch County, the southwestern portions of Branch County. This storm is moving northeast at about 20-25 miles per hour. And this is now a radar indicated tornado, but this storm does have a history of producing tornadoes, confirmed tornadoes on the ground, reported by spotters and emergency management officials in LaGrange County here. This has been a pretty persistent storm. It's not showing any crazy velocity signatures as of yet, or as of now I should say, but we do have this little area here right in there that is still showing some rotation. So we're going to continue to watch this as it continues to track up towards the Michigan and Indiana state line into that far south eastern St. Joseph County into southwestern Branch County here over the next little bit. And that velocity signature, while not super strong, it is pretty tight. So there could definitely be a tornado on the ground at any point here with this storm just to the north of Valentine, Indiana there. And again, this is tracking off to the northeast at about 20 miles an hour, heading up towards Coldwater and the remainder of Branch County there. So we're going to continue to watch this over the next several minutes here, and we'll let you know if we need to take more immediate action. Just taking a look at the bigger picture here, we do have rain showers and thunderstorms moving across portions of Michigan here. They're a little bit more scattered than I was kind of expecting here, but this is producing some heavy rainfall in some areas, and there is a flood advisory here for portions of Muskegon County due to the amount of rain that they've seen there. So flood advisory in effect, over 2 inches of rain already in the city of Muskegon, 3 to 4 inches north of Muskegon Lake in the Delton area there. So we're definitely seeing some minor flooding possibilities there, as we've had a lot of rainfall there in Muskegon County. But again, our big focus is going to be on this tornado warning here that is coming up to the state line near St. Joseph and Branch counties. So yeah, if you're anywhere in here, now's the time to start watching this storm as it continues to track off to the northeast at about 20 miles an hour. Again, this storm, while not currently warned for a confirmed tornado, this storm does have a history of producing tornadoes. We've seen footage from storm spotters, and there's been reports from storm spotters to the Weather Service as well as from emergency management. So this storm definitely has a history of producing tornadoes. And there's a look again at that velocity signature, a little less pronounced at this point. A little bit more decoupled, a little bit weaker, but we've still got that area of interest there that we are watching. Not seeing any super clear signs of debris or anything. But again, this would be the area that we're interested in right there, and it's a little bit messy. Got quite a bit of contamination through here because of the different bands of rain that are moving through here, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Again, I think velocity is giving us kind of the best picture of the area that we're looking at there, just to the east of LaGrange, Indiana there. And again, this is transitioning off to the northeast at about 20 miles an hour, heading up towards the Michigan-Indiana state line. So if you're in southeastern St. Joseph County or southwestern Branch County, now is the time to start watching this storm. All right, and while we take a look at that, we will go over quickly here the severe weather risk for today. So this is our convective risk for today. So we do have this marginal risk for severe weather that has been expanded since our social media post this morning. Now covers portions of Cass County, Kalamazoo, all of St. Joseph, all of Branch, all of Hillsdale, and then up into portions of Jackson County there as well, and Calhoun County. I don't believe I said Calhoun County yet, but that's where our marginal risk is for today. Looking at our tornado risk, you can see that tornado, that 2 to 4% tornado risk does extend all the way up into that aforementioned area. We have a 5 to 14% risk for those damaging wind gusts as well, and 5 to 14% risk for large hail that includes some of that area, but not nearly as much in terms of the northward extent. But low end all hazards risk, and we are indeed seeing evidence of that here this afternoon and into the evening as we track this tornado warned storm down here on the Michigan and Indiana state line, heading up again into portions of St. Joseph County there and Branch County on the state line. So again, we're going to continue to watch this over the next several minutes. That velocity signature is still there. This is going to be the area that we're watching there, and that's transitioning off to the northeast. So again, Gilead, if you're on the southeast side of Fawn River, the southwest side of Kinderhook, you guys definitely want to be paying attention to this. If you have family that lives in that area, go ahead and share this with them. Make sure that they're aware of what may be coming their way. Again, this storm has a history of producing tornadoes. We've seen confirmed footage of a tornado on the ground there, way back here near Ligonier. I think I'm pronouncing that right. A lot of weird names down here, weird city names down there, but again, the big takeaway from that is confirmed tornadoes have been reported with this storm. As it continues to transition off towards the Michigan-Indiana state line, you guys need to be paying attention to this. And we will see if the Northern Indiana office extends this warning. It's been tornado warned for quite some time, and it's had this weak but persistent mesocyclone here. So we're going to have to continue to watch this. So I'm just taking a look at some stuff here. All right, very good. So if you guys have questions while we're waiting to see if this gets extended into our Michigan counties here, feel free to drop those in the chat. If you're just tuning in, we're tracking this tornado warned storm on the Michigan-Indiana state line, moving up into far southeastern St. Joseph County and southwestern Branch County. So no tornado warning in Michigan yet, but we do have a tornado warned storm heading up into the Branch and St. Joseph County areas, probably within about the next half hour. So now's the time to start paying attention to this. We'll just kind of be in a holding pattern here, watching radar. New tornado warning somewhere. I do not see you on. Huh. Joey, do I think these will hold up towards Kalamazoo? Well, in terms of this tornado warning storm, these storms are tracking off to the north and east there. So this storm that we're watching is already well out of the way. It's well off to your guys' east already there in Kalamazoo County. We'll take a look at the remainder of these storms here, and as you can see, about the extent of what we got that could impact Kalamazoo County there is going to be right through here. So maybe some heavy rain here near Dowagiac, and that's going to move up there along the I-94 corridor, along US 131 at the interchange there. So Alamo, that western side of Kalamazoo County there could see impacts from that, but we're not seeing anything severe. Again, in terms of that broader severe risk that I was showing you guys, right, let me flop that back up on the screen here. So that's everywhere in this dark green shaded area here. I think that cloud cover, just the amount of cloud cover and precipitation we've had today, is going to largely preclude more severe weather other than what we're seeing right here. So in terms of severe weather potential elsewhere, while not entirely zero, I'm not entirely ruling it out. I think chances are very, very low. We're more concerned with heavy rainfall and flooding like what we're seeing up here in Muskegon County. So that would be my opinion on that. And so this has gone observed again. So this is a confirmed tornado. We'll take a look at that here. Weather spotters are now confirming a tornado, so they're confirming that another tornado is on the ground. We'll take a look at velocity here and see if we see any indications of that. Yeah, so it's not super. Let me get a different color here. Maybe yellow would be good on this. Yeah, there we go. It's not super strong by any means, but this right here is a little bit of a couplet. Again, it's pretty broad, it's pretty weak, but the radar we're looking at is all the way back here, and we're looking up through all this rain. So it's going to be a little bit obscured, and if weather spotters are saying there's a tornado on the ground, I'm going to assume that there is, just given the history that this storm has had. Yeah. We'll take a look at our debris tracker here really quick, and yeah, so this right here, this area of some darker colors there, those blue colors, that's going to be a potential debris signature. So that means that the radar is beaming off objects in the atmosphere and sending them back, and the computer interprets that. And so these lighter colors here, these browns and reds, those are indicating that those objects are very similar. So we've got lots of rain. The raindrops are very similar in size. We may have some small hail or whatever, but overall the precipitation is pretty similar in size. When we start seeing values dip into the low 70s and into the 50s, and especially the low 50s and 40s, that means that those objects are not similar, right? So the correlation between those objects is not similar at all. And so right there along US 20 and State Route 3, and this is consistent, so it's moving with that velocity signature. So I would go ahead and call this a debris ball at this point. It's not an insane debris ball, but definitely an indication that there's probably some debris in the air. So shingles, trees, stuff like that is being wafted into the atmosphere, and the radar beam is actually detecting that. And so again, if we look at our velocity signature here, if you go back and forth, you can see just how similar those two areas of interest, velocity right there, those are areas of interest on velocity, and then bam, area of interest exactly correlates to what we're seeing on our debris tracker there. So this is definitely a confirmed tornado. It's both radar confirmed and spotters are confirming this tornado. And again, this is tracking off to the northeast into what will be into southwestern Branch County and far southeastern St. Joseph County over the next half hour or so. So Fawn River, if you're anywhere southeast of Fawn River, Bronson, if you're south of Bronson, south of Gilead, south of Bethel, southwest of Kinderhook, anywhere in those areas, anywhere southwest of the I-69 corridor, south of the US 12 corridor, you guys need to be really watching this. Now is the time to share this stream with your friends, family. If you have family down there, get the word out to them, because this is a confirmed tornado that is on the ground. Just to the south of Mongo, Indiana there, moving off to the northeast. I'll go ahead and answer some questions here. Should Kalamazoo be on alert? No, not really. I believe I answered that question already, but just to reiterate, this is well off to the southeast of Kalamazoo and should stay well to the east of you guys. Again, this is tracking northeast, so Branch County is going to be our primary concern, then into portions of Calhoun County there, and into Jackson County as well, but that's a couple hours yet. Here in Jackson County, I'm a little concerned about the current tornadoes. It seems to be headed your way. Yeah, Alex, it is heading generally in your direction, but if we take this storm track here and we track it, we'll say Jackson is a good middle ground, just to the east, or I'm sorry, just to the west of Jackson there. Whoops. So we're a good 50 miles out, and we'll go ahead and put a cone on that as well. Not sure why this is not working. There we go. All right, let's try that again. That is bizarre. There we go. Let's say this is moving at 20 miles an hour. So near Spring Arbor in about 179 minutes. South Jackson in 172 minutes. Somerset in 166 minutes. Okay, Albion in 150 minutes. So you guys have some time, and there's a lot of time for this storm to sort of evolve. Again, it's going to be moving north into a less and less favorable environment. It is still somewhat favorable through here. Again, we have that 2% tornado risk through here. I'll go ahead and turn that on again. We have that 2% tornado risk all through here. But it's the amount of cloud cover and the amount of precipitation we've seen here in Michigan today is going to further inhibit the ability for these storms to maintain their strength. So I'm not overly concerned about Jackson County yet, but Branch and southeastern St. Joseph, far southeastern St. Joseph County, you guys definitely need to be watching this right now. All right, I will go ahead and show you guys this video here. This is from Tri-State School Closings and Weather on X. Their username is at 1N1LKY Weather. We'll go ahead and turn that on for you guys. Hold on just 1 second. Right, there we go. Well, that's a video of this tornado that we're watching on radar here. Okay, so confirmed tornado on the ground there. So that's our confirmed tornado right there. Go ahead and turn back to radar here. But that is the tornado that we're watching on radar here. So Again, if you guys are anywhere near State Route 20, County Road 300, you guys need to be paying attention to this as this transitions up towards Gilead, Kinderhook, Bethel, southeast of Fawn River there. Not super defined, but we still have this area of rotation there on radar. But again, that's consistent with this debris ball, and it's consistent with the videos that we're seeing come in on Twitter, to the National Weather Service on Twitter. So we're going to be continuing to watch this. Now reflectivity is giving us some good presentation here, if you will. We've got this classic hook shape here. All right, and there we go. We do now have a tornado warning in effect for Branch County. So we have a tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service in northern Indiana for southwestern Branch County in Michigan. All right, so tornado warning is in effect. We'll go ahead and take a look at this here. Take a look at what they're saying about this. All right, so tornado warning is in effect for southwestern Branch County in Michigan, until 6 o'clock p.m. So this is a radar indicated threat, but again, we've seen videos of this and we've seen radar presentation of this storm producing tornadoes. So if you're anywhere in this red polygon here, south of Bronson, Gilead, East Gilead, West Kinderhook, okay, anywhere in those cities that I just listed, you guys need to be moving to a storm shelter, an interior room on the lowest floor of a building, away from doors and windows. Okay, a tornado may be imminent. You need to move to a basement, a storm shelter. You need to be protecting yourself from flying debris. Okay, we've seen history from this storm producing tornadoes, and radar is continuing to show some rotation here across that Michigan-Indiana state line. Right in here is where we're looking at, and that's continuing to transition again off to the northeast at about 20 miles an hour. So you guys do have a tornado warning now in effect for the southwestern portion of Branch County there. Just need to get this polygon here. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, tornado warning in effect for southwestern Branch County in Michigan. So you guys need to be taking cover if you're anywhere in Gilead, south of Bronson there, west of Kinderhook if you're in West Kinderhook, and then Bethel, Coldwater, Batavia. You guys all need to be tuning into this. Okay, now's the time to start thinking about what you might do if there is a tornado warning issued. And we're having a hard time getting graphics here. Jacob, if you're watching the stream and you've got a graphic, go ahead and post it, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Right. And while we watch this, I'm going to go ahead and get something out on social media for anyone who may not be watching this. So give me just 1 second, guys. We're continuing to track this tornado warned storm now for southwestern Branch County in Michigan. Dun, dun, dun. All right. 1 second, guys. Just need to get a quick snip of this. For whatever reason, the official Weather Service graphics are not coming through. Bear with me, would have this done already. Sorry, guys. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're tracking a tornado warned storm that is moving into southwestern Branch County. So southwestern Branch County, you are now under a tornado warning until 6 p.m. Again, this storm has a history of producing tornadoes across northern Indiana. This is still our area of interest, right in here. Okay. This is the area we're watching right there. Okay, so again, Gilead, East Gilead, south of Bronson there, to the west of Kinderhook. We do have a tornado warning in effect. If you're anywhere in those areas, you need to be taking shelter right now, okay? Make sure you guys are letting folks know if you guys have friends or family down here in southwestern Branch County. Now's the time to make sure that they are aware of this. Give them a call. Send them a link to this live stream. Okay, make sure that they know what's heading their way. Okay, as much as I hate to say it, we weren't really expecting severe weather today. We knew it was a possibility, but the chances seemed low, and so there hasn't been as much messaging as there is with some of the other events. And so people may not be as aware as they normally are. So now's the time to be getting this information out to them however you can. If you guys have friends or family down there, you guys need to be calling them at this point, making sure that they're taking shelter. Pull up our debris tracker again and see what's happening here. Okay, so good news on that front. Not seeing an immediate area of concern. Maybe right through here. that's kind of interesting. But not really seeing any clear signs of a tornado on the ground at this point. Definitely still have some rotation there. Again, let me get a different color here. Definitely still have some rotation there just to the southwest of Orland, Indiana there. If you're along Interstate 80, 70 there, or I'm sorry, 80, 90 there along the state line. If you're in Gilead, West Kinderhook, East Gilead, if you're south of Bronson, south of Hatmaker, south of Bethel, you guys need to be taking cover. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes. Again, we'll go ahead and show you guys that very quickly here. This storm has a history of producing tornadoes. Okay, so this is the tornado that we're tracking here. So this is just a few moments ago. So this is the tornado we're tracking here. Again, still have that hook echo. Still have an area of interest there. Some areas of rotation there south of Orlando along State Route 120 and State Route 327. Still no real clear areas of debris on radar, but we'll continue to watch that. Again, tornado warning for southwestern Branch County if you're just tuning in. And tornado warning southwest Branch County. Yep, that's what we're tracking right here. Right, so for those of you in southwestern Branch County, our potential tornado is going to be right here, just to the south of Orland, Indiana, which is just south of State Route 120 in Indiana there. It's going to be, it'll probably be crossing State Route 327 there, and we may need to adjust this polygon just a little bit. If I had to draw a new polygon here with this next update, it'd probably be something like this. So Bethel, Kinderhook, Jamestown, the I-69 corridor there in far southern Branch County. That is where our potential tornado is going to be heading. Again, we're watching right in here, and this is transitioning, off to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put that up there as I'm using this a little bit more than I expected to initially. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. Again, if you guys have friends or family down here, now is the time to be calling them. If you have friends or family in Gilead, if you have friends and family in East Gilead, West Kinderhook, even Kinderhook and Bethel and Hatmaker at this point, south of Bronson, anywhere in there, you guys need to be getting on the phone, calling those friends, calling those family members, letting them know what is heading their way. Again, this is going to be where our tornado is, if there is indeed a tornado. So it's going to be right there, just to almost due south of the city of Orland, Indiana. Okay, this tornado warning has just been updated. This is now a confirmed tornado once again. Weather spotters are once again confirming a tornado. Okay, so Bronson, Gilead, East Gilead, Bethel, Hatmaker, Kinderhook, West Kinderhook, anywhere in here in far southwestern Branch County, you guys have a confirmed tornado on the ground moving your way. This is going to be here within, a matter of 10 minutes at this point, 10-20 minutes. We've been tracking this for about the last half hour now, but time is running out. Okay, now don't wait any longer. Don't wait to see this thing. Okay, it's been coming down and going back up, coming down and going up really quickly. It's been moving quite a bit. As we see, that area of most interest is on that far edge of that polygon now, so the storm has been moving quite a bit. The mesocyclone has been moving quite a bit, so don't wait to see this thing. Go ahead and move to a safe place. All right, that's an interior room on the lowest floor of a building, away from doors and windows. You need to be protecting yourself from flying debris. Okay, a tornado has been confirmed by trained weather spotters. Okay, so this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. A tornado is imminent for southwestern Branch County. You need to be taking shelter, putting those tornado safety plans into action at this point. Good news is the sporting events have hopefully been canceled just due to the rain today, so we shouldn't have a ton of people outside. But do not be outside right now. You guys need to be moving to a safe place right now. Yeah, and this is really starting to tighten up right there, just to the south of Orland. Right in there. Take a look and see if there's any debris. Yeah, so this right here, this is going to be another debris ball. What I'm going to call another debris ball there, and maybe even this here. So the radar beam is detecting debris in the air. So the weather radar that we use to see, rain is now picking up debris in the air, as well as weather spotters are confirming that a tornado is on the ground with this storm. And all indications are that there is a tornado on the ground moving into southwestern Branch County in Michigan there. And remember, we're not going to see a super classic radar signature because we're looking up through the storm. Our radar site's way back here, all right? And our storm is way up here. So we're looking through all this rain, to get eyes on what is likely a tornado on the ground just to the south of Orland there. Crossing State Route 327 right now. Okay, so if you're on State Route 327 south of Orland, Indiana, you need to get off the road. You need to make sure you have your seatbelt on. You need to get in a ditch. If you can get out of your car safely, you need to get in a ditch in a low-lying area. If you can't get out of your car, you need to stay in your car with your seatbelt fastened. You need to pull over, get down below the windows. Do not sit under an overpass. Okay, that it's not safe. Don't sit under an overpass. Just get below the windows. Keep your seatbelt on. But preferably get in a ditch at this point if you're on State Route 327 south of Orland there. Or find a more substantial shelter. A sturdy building is ideal, of course, as well. So again, West Kinderhook, East Gilead, and then heads up for Hatmaker, Bethel, and Kinderhook, Pearl Beach, Crystal Beach, Canada Shores, and Lockwood, Michigan. And then, of course, the I-69 there, I-69 corridor there in far southern Michigan. You guys need to be taking shelter at this point. Here's another look at tornado as of 5:40 p.m. From just a few moments ago, just southwest of Orland. Okay, so we've got a still photo there of what appears to be a vortex right there, and then we've got these little pieces of debris flying around that circulation there as well. So thanks to Jay for posting that on Twitter. This is what's heading up into southwestern Branch County. Okay, so this is a confirmed tornado on the ground for southwestern Branch County there. And we're running out of time, okay? So especially for East Gilead, for anyone along West Adams Road, let's see here. South Bowers Road there. Again, this is a confirmed tornado moving into far southwestern Branch County in southern Michigan here. Thankfully, velocity looks a little bit less concerning, but nonetheless, it is still there. And we may have our circulation occluding back into this area here. We may have a new mesocyclone developing right in that area. But yeah, East Gilead, you guys are running out of time. Now's the time to take shelter. You need to be moving to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Get in a storm cellar if you have one. Okay, this is not your ordinary tornado warning. This is a confirmed tornado. Okay, we have footage from storm chasers in the area as well as from emergency management officials of a tornado on the ground. Again, for anyone who is just joining, we are tracking severe weather. We have a tornado warned storm that is moving into far southwestern Branch County in Michigan. We have reports of a confirmed tornado on the ground just to the southwest of Orland, Indiana there. This is moving northeast into southwestern Branch County, East Gilead, West Kinderhook. You guys all need to be taking your tornado precautions at this point. And yeah, I'm going to say that this is occluding, and we have a new developing mesocyclone here back to the south west of Orland. So Orland may get hit again with yet another mesocyclone and a potential second tornado there as the circulation and mesocyclone occludes back to the south. So this storm is cycling, it's occluding its circulation, it's moving its circulation. This is typical storm behavior, but this is going to continue to track northeast into southwestern Branch County. just want to take a look at this storm as well to the northeast of South Bend, Indiana. There, heading up towards Edwardsburg, and Cass County there in Michigan, as that's starting to show some concerning features as well. There, we've got some weak broad rotation. So if you're listening from anywhere in Cass County, yep, and there we go. As expected, we have a tornado warning in effect for southern Cass County in Michigan. This is a radar-indicated tornado. This is in effect until 6:30 p.m. We have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Granger, and this is moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. Okay, so this is a dangerous storm, and this tornado warning includes Adamsville, Michigan, portions of Allenton, Michigan, Edwardsburg, Michigan, okay, Eagle Lake, anywhere in far southern Cass County there. You guys are now under a tornado warning until 6:30 p.m., I believe. Let's see here. Yep, until 6:30 p.m. So tornado warning in effect for southern Cass County there in Michigan until 6:30 p.m. We're going to continue to keep an eye on this storm here as well. Okay, so 2 tornado warnings now in effect for Michigan, one for southern Cass County and one for southwestern Branch County. And give me just a moment here to get these graphics out on social media as well for anyone else who may be browsing social media this evening but is not watching our stream. Let me get a more zoomed out picture. There we go. Sorry guys, bear with me here. Really sucks not getting these tornado warning graphics. Do apologize. Again, we're tracking 2 tornado warnings, one in southwestern Branch County there and one in southern Cass County in Michigan. The southwestern Branch County tornado warning is in effect until 6 p.m. I would anticipate that gets extended here, but we will have to wait and see. We did indeed get that tornado warning extended for additional portions of Branch County. We'll take a look at that in just a second here. All right. Again, so new tornado warning in effect for additional portions of southwestern and into central and southeastern Cass County, or I'm sorry, Branch County in Michigan until 6:30 p.m. Again, this is the tornado warning storm that we've been tracking for quite some time here. Thankfully, the velocity signature that we've been looking at has become less pronounced and not really seeing any clear indications of rotation or debris in the air anywhere on radar right now, but this storm has a history of producing tornadoes across northern Indiana here, especially south and southwest of Orland, Indiana there, and this is now largely moving in. It's about to cross a state line, heading towards East Gilead, Kinderhook, okay? All these cities that I listed earlier are now under a tornado warning. Hatmaker, Bethel, Kinderhook, Canada Shores, Pearl Beach, Crystal Beach, and into southern Lockwood and southern Batavia. You guys are now under a tornado warning. Alright, so that siren is for that warning down there. So nothing to affect our area here. Take a look at our Cass County storm here. And not seeing anything immediately concerning with either storm here, but these storms have history of producing tornadoes, history of showing indications of rotation. So definitely tornado potential. So if you're anywhere in these tornado warning polygons here in southern Cass County or southwestern and southeastern Branch County, you guys need to be taking tornado precautions. What is the speed of the Edwardsburg tornado? So this is moving northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So I will go ahead and put a track on our area of interest there. And just to build in a little bit of time, we'll say it's moving 20 miles an hour. So Edwardsburg in about 20 minutes. The state line in about 6 minutes. Okay, so if you're south of Edwardsburg there, southwest of Adamsville, you guys don't have long. You got about 8 to 10 minutes to take cover, to move into a storm shelter. Again, do not wait to see these things. They are very intermittent. If they are on the ground, they come down fast, do some damage, and go back up. So you've got about 10 minutes tops. So go ahead and take cover. If you're anywhere south of Edwardsburg there, southwest of Adamsville, southwest of Allenton, west of Allenton, you guys need to be taking shelter at this point. Again, if you have friends or family down there, now's the time to be calling them. Okay, don't text them. Get on the phone and call them and let them know what's heading their way. Make sure they're aware of it, and then you can send them a link to this stream. Send them a link to the Northern Indiana Weather Service office social media accounts so that they are kept informed about what is heading their way. Patricia, how is Dowagiac looking? Dowagiac's up here. These storms are generally going to avoid Dowagiac, I think. If you're near Penn, especially if you're south of Penn there in Cass County, Cassopolis, I would be paying attention to this. Williamsville, Calvin Center, Brownsville, Jones. Definitely be keeping an eye on this. But in terms of the western, especially the northwestern portions of Cass County, I think you guys will generally be okay as of right now. Make sure you guys are sharing this stream. Help us get the word out, please. Again, this was not something we were necessarily anticipating today. We knew it was a possibility, but there was not as much messaging about this low and severe risk just because of the uncertainties. So please do us a favor and share this. Help us get the word out. It really helps. St. Joseph County, I would definitely be on alert right now as well, as these storms track off to the northeast there. Not anything you guys need to take immediate action on by any means, but please do be weather aware. Don't start ignoring this just because there's nothing happening there in St. Joseph County at the moment. This storm is looking much better, much less concerning there. Still need to watch that area right in there, just to the south of Gilead, right over Interstate 80 and 90 there, west of Jamestown. But and again, these storms could be cycling, okay? And then this is super weak, super broad rotation, but it's definitely there. Aaron, thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. Every little bit helps. All right. We do have flood warnings and flood advisories up here in Muskegon County as well. So make sure that if you're in Muskegon County that you're remaining weather aware as well. You guys have seen a lot of rain there in Muskegon County this afternoon. So if you come across flooded roadways, please do not drive through them. Just turn around, find a different way. The saying goes, turn around, don't drown. The majority of flood deaths occur in vehicles from people driving through flooded roadways. There's really not a great way to know, how deep that water is, or if the water has washed out the road underneath of it. So if you're anywhere there in Muskegon County, please exercise due caution. Again, this storm is continuing to look much better. Still not a whole lot of concern with that storm either. What about Marcellus? Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, I believe that's for that down there. Yep, that is down there. I do need to respond to this comment on social media a second. I'm not ignoring you, Patricia. I'll get to you in just a minute here. Okay. Believe you asked about Marcellus. Yeah, Marcellus. Again, St. Joseph County, it doesn't hurt to be on alert right now, but I don't have, a ton of concerns. You guys up in here and far northeastern Cass County, yes, be paying attention to the weather as well up here in the northern Cass County. But again, this is not looking super concerning right now, and there's about probably a good half hour at least before northern Cass County up near Marcellus would need to start worrying about potential tornado threat. But definitely continue to be weather aware. I believe I said St. Joseph County there. I apologize. I meant Cass County there, northern Cass County. This looks like very good news. Not seeing any rotation to speak of there. For our southwestern Branch County, no indications on our debris tracker, and there's no real reflectivity signatures either. So my primary focus is going to be on this storm as of right now, as this could be tightening up here to the south of Granger. But we're going to continue to watch both storms, of course. Any indication of intensification or redevelopment in rotation. And if you guys have questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Alright, I did turn down those siren sounds. Owen let me know that those were too loud, but I just saw his text, so I went ahead and turned those down. When we get another alert, please let me know. I know the siren just went off again, but future alerts should be a little bit quieter. But if they are not, please let me know. Again, if you guys have questions, please let me know. I see a question from Chevy about Vicksburg. Sorry, hold on. I just want to watch this loop before I zoom away from it. Okay, so Vicksburg is up here in Kalamazoo County. You guys have a good hour, I would bet, before you would need to be worrying about that. But I will go ahead and put a forecast cone on this. Yeah, 107 minutes, so more than an hour before Vicksburg would need to start worrying about a potential tornado threat with this storm. And again, I'm not seeing any indications right now that there is a tornado on the ground here with this storm. But there is that broad velocity signature there that we've been watching for a little bit. Southwestern Branch County, again, still looking good, not seeing a lot of concerns. You're still under a tornado warning, though, so continue to remain sheltered. Trust the experts at the Weather Service. These storms can behave very strangely. Okay, so until this is canceled, go ahead and remain in your shelter. Alright, so again, we're tracking these two tornado warned storms, one in southwestern Branch County and the other in southern Cass County here. Neither storm, as of now, is showing any clear signs of a tornado on the ground. But this one in southwestern Branch County especially has shown a history of producing tornadoes. So if you're anywhere in either of these two polygons, go ahead and remain sheltered. And the Branch County tornado warning just got canceled. So that has been canceled by the National Weather Service, which is good news. The storm that prompted the tornado warning has weakened, and we're no longer seeing any tornado threat there. So for southwestern Branch County, you guys are all clear at this point. So we'll continue to focus on this here. For southern Cass County, you guys remain under a tornado warning. Edwardsburg, Adamsville, Allenton. You guys are under a tornado warning. No clear indications of a tornado on the ground, but continue to be weather aware. Continue to take those tornado precautions for the next several minutes. If you are in southwestern Branch County, again, you guys are all clear. If you're in southern Cass County, you need to be sheltered yet. If you're in Muskegon, you guys are under a flood warning or a flood advisory. So be weather aware up there as well. You know, take your flood safety seriously. Do not drive through flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. If you guys have reports of flooding up from in Muskegon County, please go ahead and send those our way. www.westmichiganweather.net. I will go ahead and throw that link in chat right now. www.westmichiganweather.net/storm reports is how you get those into us, or you can leave them in the comments on this video or any of our other social media posts. Happy to look at them there as well. So if you have flooding reports from Muskegon County, or if you have storm damage reports or tornado reports from Branch County or Cass County, we'd love to hear of those, of course, as well. So go ahead and send those our way. Please and thank you. We do appreciate it. Alright, so we're continuing to track this tornado-warned storm. I would not be surprised to see this canceled early, but regardless, it's set to expire in 15 minutes. We will stay live until this threat is over. If you're just tuning in, this is a tornado warning for southern Cass County. The previous tornado warning that was in effect for southwestern Branch County in this area here has been canceled. The threat for a tornado is no longer present there. The storm has weakened, thankfully, so that's good news, but we're continuing to track this area of rotation, broad, weak rotation along Interstate 8090 there in far northern Indiana along the state line just to the south of Cass County. And we'll continue to do so for about the next 15 minutes or until this warning is canceled. If you have questions, if you have reports of damage or reports of flooding, please send them our way. We do appreciate getting those. We've got a pretty cool map that we track all of those on. I will see if I can go ahead and pull that up for you guys while we wait for this warning to be canceled. Again, not seeing anything super concerning with that warning to the south of Cass County there. But of course, you remain under that tornado warning, so continue to take tornado precautions, remain sheltered for the next few moments. Alright, I was able to get that pulled up for you guys. So that's our storm report map. So every storm report that you send over to us, this is where that goes. This is accessible again at our website at www.westmichiganweather.net/storm reports. You scroll down a little bit, you can send us a storm report by clicking on that button there, or you can view our map by clicking on this view larger map button here. And this will be what shows up here. You can click on each of these little icons and see exactly what that report is and when it happened. Our most recent reports are going to be this fog report, as well as all these rainfall reports from the other day when we had all that rain come through. So if you have rain or flooding reports from Muskegon County, if you have rain reports from across the rest of West Michigan, or if you have storm damage or tornado reports from southwestern Branch County and southern Cass County, please do send those our way. Again, that link is www.westmichiganweather.net/storm reports. We do appreciate it. Where is this? Okay, so again, that's down there in Kentucky, right on the Kentucky-Tennessee state line. But if you guys could let me know in the comments maybe about how that volume was, I would appreciate it. I know those were kind of loud, but I did turn those down. Again, we're still watching this tornado warned storm there in southern Cass County for about the next 10 minutes here. Edwardsburg, Adamsville, Allenton, you guys continue to be under a tornado warning until 6:30 p.m. As we watch for that area of rotation right there. It's super broad and super weak at this point. No indications that there is a tornado on the ground whatsoever. But we've seen a history from these storms this afternoon of producing tornadoes across northern Indiana. So treat this threat seriously until this gets canceled here. Hey Travis, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Continuing to track this tornado warned storm for southern Cass County. Again, for those of you tuning in, this is in effect for about the next 10 minutes here. Not seeing anything super concerning at this point, but we are going to continue to stay live for the next few moments here. If you're tuning in from Branch County, the tornado warning that was in effect for southwestern Branch County and that area there has been canceled by the National Weather Service. So that tornado warning is no longer in effect. There is no more tornado threat for Branch County, which is also good news for Hillsdale, Jackson, and Calhoun counties as well. We had given them the heads up a little bit earlier as well. So continue to be weather aware, of course, but no more imminent tornado threat for any of those areas. If you guys have questions, feel free to throw them up in the comments. Do my best to answer them. All right, so tornado warning remains in effect for about the next 5 minutes there for southern Cass County. Not seeing anything super concerning on radar at this point. And the area of rotation is even further off to the southeast of that tornado warning, so. But we will continue to watch this for the next little bit here, for the next few minutes. Again, if you guys have reports of flooding or storm damage, please send those over to us. Would definitely appreciate it. Okay, so this is partially good news, partially not necessarily bad news, but the National Weather Service in northern Indiana has opted to issue a severe thunderstorm warning rather than a tornado warning for this storm that's moving into southern Cass County. So severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern Cass County now. It does have the tornado possible tag, as well as a threat for 60 miles per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So expect damage to roof siding and trees from this storm. And again, remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into a basement or a small central room in a sturdy structure. Okay, so a tornado threat is not imminent with this. We'll take a look at velocity here, but it's still possible. Okay, there is still this area of rotation here, so we're going to continue to watch this storm for the next little bit here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for a potential tornado, as well as the threat for penny-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So this is a standard severe thunderstorm warning. It's that first column there, first little box where it says standard warning. So our threat here is damaging wind gust of 60 miles per hour and penny-sized hail, which is 0.75 inches in diameter. So we're looking for wind damage to roof siding and trees, and maybe some minor hail damage as well. This severe thunderstorm warning also encompasses that bottom strip there, that tornado possible tag box. Whereas the severe thunderstorm warnings can also be tagged with a tornado is also possible verbiage. And again, that means that while it's not immediately likely, a tornado could develop from this storm at any moment, really. So we need to be paying extra attention to this storm. You don't necessarily need to be taking tornado precautions, but we do need to give this storm a little bit more attention than we would for that standard base tag severe thunderstorm warning. So getting into the lowest floor of a building, the most interior room of a building, would definitely be a fantastic idea at this point. Don't need to go full on tornado precautions for Kessington, Union, Calvin Center, and the remainder of the Allenton. Oh, perfect. The tornado warning just got canceled. So we only have this severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for southern Cass County along the US 12 corridor there. So Allenton, Adamsville, Kessington, Union, Calvin Center. You guys are all now under that severe thunderstorm warning. So again, we do not need to take tornado precautions with this, but we do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect with that tornado possible tag. So give this storm its due attention. Tornadoes can quickly develop from these types of storms, so remain weather aware, move to an interior room, get to the lowest floor of a building, and stay alert for possible updates to this severe thunderstorm warning, potential tornado warnings. Obviously, if there is a tornado warning issued, we would want to take those tornado precautions, getting into a basement or a storm cellar, bathtub, an interior hall closet, something to that effect to protect yourself from flying debris. We are looking at the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds now as well through southern Cass County there. So again, we love getting your storm reports. So if you have a wind speed or if you see storm damage, of course, if you see a tornado, go ahead and send that our way. We would definitely appreciate that. We'll go ahead and put that link in the description, or in the comments again, so that you guys have those. Of course, you can also leave those reports in the comments of this live stream, or you can even give them to us in the comments of any of our other posts as well. So severe thunderstorm warning for southern Cass County for anyone who's just tuning in. I would assume that this is in effect until 7 p.m., but I will go ahead and confirm that quickly here. Yep, until 7 p.m. 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-sized hail, and the threat for a potential tornado to develop as well. Not seeing anything super indicative of any of those threats here on radar. But, of course, we'll continue to defer to the experts at the Weather Service. But I would not be overly surprised to see this warning get canceled. Again, these storms, as they transition off to the northeast, are moving into an even less favorable environment for severe storms. Is Sturgeonsville. Wow, I just butchered that. Christina, I'm not really sure where that is. Let me look it up a second. Only Sturgeonsville that I'm seeing is in Tennessee. Oh, we are talking about Tennessee. What's happening in Tennessee? Okay, so that is right on the Kentucky state line. Yeah, that's right in this area here. So there are some thunderstorms. There are some tornado warnings as well. But as far as my thoughts on those, I really don't have much other than what the Weather Service is saying in that area, because I'm not familiar with storm behavior in Tennessee. So without taking a super deep dive into it and pulling myself away from this, I don't really have a lot of thoughts on that, unfortunately, Christina. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Branch County as well. Or I'm sorry, this is Hillsdale County. Same thing, tornado possible at 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is in effect until 7 p.m. as well. Includes Hillsdale, Cambria, Ransom, Frontier, Shayside, and Oseo. And that one looks a little bit more concerning to me, okay? Especially right in here. I would not be surprised to see a tornado warning issued for Hillsdale County. And definitely a wind threat there as well, approaching that 60-mile-per-hour mark. So if you're in Cambria, Ransom, if you're in Pittsford, If you're on M99 there, near Oseo, south of Hillsdale, you guys need to be super aware of this storm right here. Not seeing a ton of concern there still for Cass County, but Hillsdale County definitely have an area of interest there, both for wind potential and for potential spin-up tornado there. Frontier, Shayside, Pittsford, Oseo, Fountain Park, Nico Nook. You guys all need to be paying attention to this storm, okay? And we're going to continue to watch this, but I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see the Weather Service throw a tornado warning on this. Yeah, continuing to see some increased rotation there. Still showing winds at about 50 miles an hour there as well. Take a quick look at this storm. Still some broad rotation right there, but not anything immediately concerning, so we'll continue to focus on our Hillsdale County storm. Matthew, glad you are enjoying this. Appreciate it. Sorry, I know I'm intermittently quiet and looking off away from the camera there. I am trying my best here, running this operation by myself this evening. Wow, lots of severe thunderstorm warnings showing up there in Ohio. As a reminder, we're tracking severe thunderstorm warnings. One of most concern here in central Hillsdale County, south central Hillsdale County, approaching M99 and M34 there, near Pittsford, Cambria, Frontier, and Shadyside. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds, penny-size hail, as well as a possible tornado. And then a very similar situation over here in southern Cass County, but not as of much concern because the radar signatures are not as concerning. But same thing, 60-mile-per-hour wind threat, penny-size hail, and a tornado possible as well there in southern Cass County. Both of these are in effect until 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So just for about another 20 minutes or so. Yep, and there we go. So tornado warning in effect for central and eastern Hillsdale County. So Cambria, Ransom, Pittsford, Hudson, Wheatland, the M99 and M34 corridors there. East of US 127, Oseo, Shadyside, Locust Corners, Lickley Corners. You guys are now under a tornado warning. And that is in effect until 7:30 p.m. So this is our area of concern. Let me stop this loop here. This is our area of concern here, and this is tracking off to the northeast. We'll go ahead and put a forecast cone on this here. This is moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. And we'll give it some buffer. We'll say 25 miles an hour. All right, so Frontier in 7 minutes, Shadyside in 17 minutes, Fountain Park in 19, Oseo at 23, Pittsford in 27, Wheatland in about 3/4 of an hour, Roland in 47 minutes, Addison 52 minutes. All right. So thankfully the population here is not super large, but bottom line, we now have a tornado warning in effect there for south central and east central Hillsdale County in Michigan, and that's in effect until 7:30 p.m. I'm just going to grab a picture of this again. I do apologize, guys. Not getting those tornado warning graphics from the Weather Service is a big pain in the butt. So bear with me while I get these posted. All right, and we have a tornado warning for central Cass County now as well. So Cassopolis, Eagle Point, Daly, Spring Beach, Brownsville, Vandalia, Penn. We do now have a tornado warning in effect for central Cass County as well until 7:30 or until 7:15 p.m. This is a radar indicated threat, but our area of interest here is right there just to the south west of Cassopolis, right in here. All right, we will go ahead and put a forecast cone on this as well. This is moving at about 25 miles an hour with some lead time. So Cassopolis, you've got about 8 minutes. Eagle Point in 9 minutes. Diamond Shores in 11 minutes. Spring Beach in 13 minutes. Vandalia 18 minutes. Penn in 18 minutes. And Waukee in 28 minutes. So tornado warning in effect for central Cass County now as well along M60 there. And we also have this tornado warning in effect for central and east central Hillsdale County until 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So dual tornado warnings going on right now. I need to get these posted to social media, so bear with me for just another few moments here, guys. Do apologize. Owen, if you're around and you are either watching stream or listening to this channel and you can help get some graphics on social media, that would be appreciated. Oh, come on now. All right, I'm gonna zoom in and get this one now. Again, if you guys have friends or family in either of these tornado warning polygons, whether it be the one in Cass County or the one over in Hillsdale County, please get this live stream link to them, give them a call, make sure they know what's going on, make sure they're getting to shelter, and then shoot them a text with the link to this live stream. If you guys can share this live stream on Facebook, Twitter, whatever you guys can do to help get the word out to these folks, that is much appreciated. Again, this is not something we were necessarily anticipating today. We knew it was a possibility, but it was not something we were necessarily planning on. So if you guys can help us out, that would be greatly appreciated. Okay, post shared to social media. Take a look at our storms here. Switch over to the debris tracker. Not seeing anything super concerning. Maybe a slight lowering in the correlation between precipitation particles there, but that's a little bit away from our reflectivity, or our velocity signature rather, excuse me. And still have some broad mesocyclone over here in Cass County. Not anything super defined. We've got quite a bit of a gap there between these greens moving towards the radar and the reds moving away from the radar there. Let's take a look at that storm from the Grand Rapids radar and see if that shows anything differently. Yeah, a little bit more well-defined there on the Grand Rapids radar. But still broad, still pretty weak rotation there in Cass County. But of course, continue to take that seriously, continue to remain sheltered. Wonder if the Detroit radar gives us a good look at this storm. Not really. Right, so if you're in central Cass County or central or east central Hillsdale County, you guys are under a tornado warning. This includes Cambria, Pittsford, Ransom, Hudson, Wheatland and Somerset in Hillsdale County, and it includes Penn, Cassopolis, Eagle Point, Spring Beach, and Brownsville, and as far to the south west as Daly there in Cass County. So if you're in any of those cities there, continue to remain sheltered. These storms have been pretty erratic in terms of the tornado behavior. They drop and they are somewhat impressive for a few moments, and then they go right back up. So please take these seriously. Don't wait to see the tornado. There's a lot of rain with these. They're going to be very difficult to see until it's pretty much on top of you. Aaron Van Buren, can you clarify if a tornado watch gets issued just because there is weak rotation? I'm in a debate about it. I say no. So Aaron, a couple of quick distinctions. So a tornado watch is issued over a broad area, sometimes as much as over several states, covers entire counties and several states most of the time. There is no tornado watch right now. Our severe weather threat is not expected to be intense or widespread enough to warrant a tornado or severe thunderstorm watch. A tornado warning is issued whenever the warning coordination teams at the various National Weather Service offices across the country, in this case at the National Weather Service here in northern Indiana, so they're operating at this radar site in one of these buildings here. They're making a decision. They're looking at radar imagery, and they're making a determination that this broad rotation and this rotation over here in Hillsdale County warrant a tornado warning. And again, they're probably being a little bit more preemptive than reactive today, just because of the somewhat erratic behavior we've seen from these storms. Again, they're going down and coming back up very quickly. So they're probably being a little bit more preventative and proactive than they are being reactive by waiting for super clear signatures of a tornado on the ground. And again, these storms have a history of producing tornadoes. Okay, this storm, especially over here in Hillsdale County, produced tornadoes across northern Indiana here near LaGrange and Orland. So these storms do have a history of producing tornadoes, and that couplet there looks like there could be something on the ground there. Wonder what radar site we were looking at there. Was that the Grand Rapids radar? Come on. Yeah, that Grand Rapids radar site there does show a little bit more of a couplet. Not going to entirely trust that just because it's so far away, but there is kind of a big radar hole here. So it's a little bit hard to interpolate what's happening there on the ground, but definitely some rotation, definitely some indications that there could be a tornado at any minute here now. There in Hillsdale County, so continue to remain sheltered. If you're in Shadyside, you've only got a few minutes. Pittsford, a little bit longer, but not a lot of time. And then we're continuing to watch this storm here in Cass County as well, with that broad rotation there. We'll take a look at that with the Grand Rapids radar site as well. Pretty broad there. But nonetheless, continue to take that threat seriously. Continue to remain sheltered. Sorry, there's a chipmunk squeaking right outside my window. If you guys can hear that, let me know and I'll close my window and that should help a little bit. But right, we're up to 116 people watching. Thank you so much, everyone who's tuning in here. We are tracking tornado warnings, one in Cass County here, central Cass County, including Cassopolis and Penn, as well as one here in Hillsdale County, central and eastern Hillsdale County. Our area of interest is just to the southeast of Hillsdale there along M99. It's crossing M99 right now. So if you guys have friends or family in that area, please make sure that you're calling them, making sure that they're getting to shelter, and then providing them with this live stream link. It really does help us get the word out, especially on a day when we were not necessarily anticipating several tornado warnings. So please help us get the word out if you can. A simple share on social media really goes a long way in making sure that people are weather aware. Again, for Hillsdale County, Shady Side, you guys are about out of time. Please make sure that you guys are in a storm shelter, a safe place. Pittsford, same thing. You've only got another few minutes. Osseo, you guys might be okay. It might dive to your south, but continue to take shelter, especially if you're on that southeast side of Osseo. And then Locust Corners, you guys have about 10 minutes to get to a safe place. Don't wait to see this thing. Again, they've been coming down and going back up really quickly. And again, these radar scans, we're only getting a picture of the storm every couple of minutes. So just because our velocity signature doesn't look immediately impressive, you know, bright reds on bright greens, or bright reds next to some darker reds, in one scan doesn't mean that in between the two scans that there wasn't, you know, a more defined signature. And this area here, south of Eagles Point and west of Brownsville, is becoming a little bit less broad. Still fairly broad, still fairly weak, but especially there near Diamond Shores, we're starting to get some greens on reds there. So our rotation is going to be right in this area here. So continue to take shelter there in central Cass County. We'll take a look at our debris tracker here as well. Not seeing anything super concerning with either storm there. And then again, if you're up in Muskegon County, you're under a flood advisory if you're anywhere in Muskegon County. And then if you're in Muskegon, like the city of Muskegon, if you're west of Twin Lake there, if you're in Lakewood Club, if you're south of Whitehall, you guys are actually under a flood warning there. You guys have gotten a lot of rain. So continue to exercise those flood precautions. Don't drive through flooded roadways. And wow, the Grand Rapids radar site has really given us a really nice picture of this tornado warned storm here. Let me get a different color there. Very nice picture of that tornado warned storm there. Got a nice little hook. Latest radar scan looks a little bit less concerning, which is good. But I do want to continue to watch this. I want to take a look at velocity through the Grand Rapids radar site as well. So this is our area of interest here, near Shady Side. Again, Fountain Park and Shady Side. You guys are out of time. You need to be in a safe place. Up to 135 people watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Again, if you guys can share this, it's really appreciated. It really helps us get the word out. If you guys have storm reports, please send those over to us as well. We really appreciate getting those. www.westmichiganweather.net/storm-reports. I will get that link there. in the comments for you guys again, so that you can send those our way. We're looking for reports of flooding and rainfall from across West Michigan, especially Muskegon County. And then any storm damage or wind or tornado reports from Hillsdale County, Branch County, or Cass County. Please send those our way. There's that link for you guys in the comments again. Still no clear indications on our debris tracker, which is a good thing, but this is starting to show some additional or some improved velocity signatures there. So a tornado may be even more imminent than it has been. So Shadyside, Pittsford, Locust Corners, South Oseo, north of Ransom there, especially along M99. If there is a tornado, it's getting ready to cross M99. And it's heading towards Pittsford and Locust Corners and Shadyside. You guys need to be in a safe place. Right, so thankfully between scans there, that has calmed down a little bit. Thankfully not really seeing any debris that correlates to that, but again, that radar beam, that radar scan may well have missed that. So there may have been a brief tornado there along M99. So Shadyside and Fountain Park, Pittsford continue to remain sheltered. Again, these storms have been dropping tornadoes. The tornadoes come down and then they go right back up again very quickly. So please continue to remain sheltered until these tornado warnings expire. Your Cass County storm's got about 15 more minutes, and your Hillsdale County storm's got about another 30 minutes. If these storms continue to behave the way they are. But we may see these warnings get canceled early as well. So, but we will continue to track them for as long as we need to. And if you guys have questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. Still seeing some velocities of about 40 to 60 miles per hour there, well above the surface, so not really sure if those are mixing down to the surface there in Hillsdale County, but that's certainly possible. And of course, we still have that tornado warning in effect, so continue to remain sheltered there. Shadyside, Pittsford, Locust Corners, Oseo, Lickley Corners, Hudson, Wheatland, in Somerset for the next little bit here. And I'm going to quickly step away for just 1 second, but we'll continue to track these. So I will be right back. Just give me a few minutes, guys. All right, I am back. Let's take a quick look at radar. I was keeping an eye on it on my phone while I was away, but I wasn't seeing anything concerning then. Not seeing anything super concerning now. I would expect these warnings to get canceled here in the next few moments, but we'll continue to track them, continue to remain sheltered for the next little bit here. Again, if you guys have questions, please let me know. Aaron, shouldn't these lose steam now since sunset is happening? Yeah, so that's another good point. Not only are these storms moving into a less favorable environment as they move into southern Michigan there as compared to where they were in northern Indiana. So granted, this 2% tornado risk does encompass all of this area. However, the atmospheric conditions are even slightly less favorable than they were here in northern Indiana, here in southern Michigan. And now that sunset is occurring or has already happened, as well as the ongoing rain showers and cloud cover that we've had today, these storms are going to quickly start to lose steam. And in fact, we did have that tornado warning canceled for Cass County. So Cass County tornado warning has been canceled. We now only have this tornado warning for Hillsdale County here, and I would anticipate that this would get canceled as well here. This remains in effect for about the next 20 minutes if it does not. But I am not currently seeing any concerning features. Maybe a little bit of weak rotation right in there. But again, these storms are just behaving so weirdly that that was an older frame. That's why I was like, what is happening here? So not seeing any concerns whatsoever with this storm here to the east of Shadyside and south of Pittsford there again. So I would anticipate this tornado warning gets dropped here as well, just like the one in Cass County just did. Of course, as long as this remains in effect, please remain in your shelter. Trust the experts at the National Weather Service in northern Indiana. They're very good at what they do. So please continue to remain sheltered there in eastern Hillsdale County, just to the west of the US 127 corridor along M99 and M34 there for the next little bit. And again, if you're tuning in, the tornado warning that was in effect for Cass County has been canceled. As sunset occurs, we're just going to see these storms continue to weaken as we lose what little daytime heating we had. So again, all clear for Cass County. Still have this tornado warning in effect for about the next 20 minutes here for Hillsdale County, eastern Hillsdale County there. So we'll continue to track this for just a little bit. Again, if you guys have any additional questions, please leave them in the comments. If you're in Pittsford or Locust Corners and Wheatland, you guys should continue to remain sheltered for the next few moments here. We're almost out of the woods. Just waiting for one more scan here from northern Indiana. It's been 7 minutes since we've gotten a radar scan now. I'm going to close and reopen this. Give me 1 second, guys. Still no new radar scan from northern Indiana there. It's a little bit odd. Hopefully the radar didn't go down for some reason. But regardless of that, looking at the latest scans from Detroit, not seeing anything concerning there. It's a little bit out of radar range. I doubt Cleveland has it. Yeah, Cleveland doesn't have it. And not seeing anything but broad, very weak broad rotation there for the Grand Rapids radar. I wouldn't even call that rotation, to be honest with you. But we'll continue to wait for this scan from northern Indiana. I wonder if they have a reflectivity scan from later. Nope. So we're going on 10 minutes now without a radar scan from the northern Indiana site. Which is a little bit strange. Just reaching out to Discord to see if any of my staff team has any info on that. Pull up GR2 analyst and see if that is. I know you guys can't see this right now. See if I've got radar data from that. Yeah, I've got new data from that on GR2 analyst. I don't have fancy graphics made up for this, but I will put this up here. So this is our latest radar scan. This is just another radar platform. We'll go ahead and look at velocity there. Not really seeing anything concerning there either. Yeah. Let me try something else here. Let me kill this. Sorry guys, bear with me. I just want to see if I can get this working here. There we go. Yep, I've got new data now. Okay. Perfect. So again, not seeing anything super concerning there. And this is in effect for about the next 15 minutes. So we'll continue to watch this for just another little bit. Alright, well, we are waiting for this warning to expire since I'm not seeing anything super concerning. Let's chat for a little bit. So it's been a long time since we've live streamed because we haven't had any severe weather. And in the meantime, Owen and I have been sort of brainstorming some ideas, been working a lot. Owen actually got sworn in at a new fire department the other day, so he's been really busy with his new job. But we are still planning lots of stuff for our off season in between severe weather and winter. Of course, you guys have seen our school closing outlooks already. I'm probably going to be making some cosmetic changes to those, but the general principle is there, and we hope you guys enjoy those. We're going to be coming out with some additional content, some behind-the-scenes content, some tour stuff, so hopefully you guys are excited for that. Right now, I'll just kind of explain this. I mean, you guys saw me use this mic earlier. This is a internet radio is what I will call it in layman's terms for you guys. We use a platform called Zello to talk to all of our staff members, all of our storm chasing staff especially. So Owen and I use it to communicate when we're live streaming, and then when we're storm chasing, we actually have a team of advisors that watch radar for us and just generally look out for us when we're out chasing in the field as well. So we use that as our primary way to communicate with them. So that is this new mic here. So occasionally you guys will see me reach over and pick that up and talk to somebody. Especially on some of the more significant severe weather events when there's a lot going on. I'll be talking to various staff members who who help us out during these live streams that way. Also have a ham radio here. I have a Yaesu mobile rig mounted in my bedroom here, so that I can listen or transmit via ham radio, specifically for interoperability with some of our local Skywarn teams. But that is that. So I've got a ham radio in here as well. Yeah, we're definitely going to be bringing some additional behind the scenes content here during the off season. So lots of rain, that's for sure. Lots of rain along the US 131 corridor there. Wouldn't be entirely surprised to see maybe another flood advisory go up here for at least Kalamazoo there. But we'll have to wait and see. I cannot, frankly, believe that this tornado warning is still up. It is just mind-boggling to me. I mean, just look at how weak that is. Take a look at velocity here, too. Yeah, it's just meh. There's nothing there. But, of course, we'll leave it to the professionals. And why is it doing that? I think I'm having keybind issues again. I gotta figure that out. Anyway, but yeah, I would not be surprised to see another flood advisory thrown up here along US 131, especially for Kalamazoo. Let me take a look at Discord again, make sure I'm not missing anything there. Yeah, Jacob, I read your mind there. Very cool. Nothing in the chat. If you guys have comments, please, comments or questions, please let me know. We've got this tornado warning in effect for about another 10 minutes. Frankly, I don't see a reason for this warning at this point, but it's still there, so continue to remain sheltered. I would expect that gets canceled very soon here. But I don't know why they would let that get to its expiration point, but then, of course, we've got this flood warning and flood advisory here up in Muskegon County and the potential for another flood advisory here in Kalamazoo County as well. If you guys have reports of flooding, storm damage, winds, or tornadoes, please send them our way. www.westmichiganweather.net/storm-reports. Please send those over to us. We really appreciate getting those. And we've got a super cool storm report map as well that you guys can take a look at, available on our website there at that link. There's a link to send us an actual report and a way to go in and view all the reports that have been submitted previously. You click on this little square icon right there, and it brings you to this. And you can actually go in and click on any of the reports that have been logged. So we've got the tornado reports from Kalamazoo from May 7th. Some of these have pictures. We've got our storm survey from the St. Joseph County tornado back in August. Got a tornado report from Owen down here in Hillsdale County on the state line there. So super cool. You can come in and check out all these reports if you want. And of course, as you submit reports, we get these added to our map as well. So go ahead and check that out. Still have this tornado warning in effect here in Hillsdale County for the next little bit, about the next 5 minutes. Yeah, really, really weak velocity signatures there. No indication of rotation there. So, still have that tornado warning in effect for the next little bit here. Next 5 minutes. So continue to remain sheltered. You guys are almost in the clear. I don't have a fancy graphic for this either, but I do want to take a look at precipitation totals here along 131. Yeah, about 1.5 inches there on the Van Buren and Kalamazoo County border. Maybe even a flood advisory down here in Cass County too. But then of course up here we've got lots of rain there in Muskegon. Wow, that is very impressive. 6 inches of rain indicated by radar there in Muskegon County along the lakeshore there. That's a lot of rain. If you're seeing flooding there in Muskegon County, make sure you're taking appropriate safety precautions. Don't drive through that stuff. That's really impressive. Sorry, doing some investigating here. did have a report on Twitter of a tornado southwest of Ransom, or west of Ransom, excuse me, there a little bit ago. Which is entirely possible, but there's no photo or anything that says so. Not really a way to confirm it. Alright, so the tornado warning for Hillsdale County has been canceled. So all clear for Hillsdale County. At this point, there are no additional severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings in effect anywhere in Michigan. And the storms have generally started to weaken as we lose daytime heating and they move into a less favorable environment. So I will stay live for just another minute here just to make sure, but no more severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings. Still do have this flood advisory in effect for Muskegon and a flood warning for the city of Muskegon and the southern portions of Whitehall there, where 6 inches of rain has fallen as indicated by radar. So we'll continue to track this as well as we move into the overnight hours. If we have reports, please send them our way. Any reports of rainfall, flooding, storm damage, wind speeds, tornadoes, anything like that, please send those our way. We really appreciate getting those. And then any last minute questions, feel free to throw those in the chat quickly.